Hello, friends. Welcome to your 20-minute post-workout flow. My name is Robyn, and I will be your guide. Thank you so much for joining me. And since we are doing more of a post-workout flow today, we will keep things a bit more dynamic, and we will finish up with some balance, not Shavasana. So let's go ahead and come into all fours or tabletop position. So we'll bring hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And once again, since we're doing a post-workout flow, we'll do a little bit of everything. We'll make it full body. So let's just go ahead and get started by doing some cat-cow. So we'll inhale, round through the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. And then we'll arch, look up, exhale, and do the opposite. So we'll go ahead and take a few of these at your own pace. Loosening up the spine. If you were doing heavy deadlifts or any heavy hip hinges, this one will probably feel really nice to do after that. Holding where you feel needs to be held, and just taking this moment to notice where is feeling tight in the body today. As you already know, every day is different. So from here, let's meet in our neutral spine. Back is flat, and we'll take a few bird dogs. If you didn't have core in your exercises, we will add some in for you here. So we'll take opposite arm and leg. Let's start with our right arm and left leg. In yoga, this also gets referred to as balancing table. So we'll go ahead and lift opposite arm and leg off the floor, breathing in, keeping the belly button tucked in towards the tailbone. So you don't want to feel like you're arching the back and that the lower back is doing the work. So you want to feel that drawing in of the belly button as our arm and leg are extended. And let's take 3 on each side. We're just going to tap our right elbow to our left knee. If they don't actually touch, that's okay. They're just going in that direction. And then we'll inhale, stretch out nice and long again. Exhale, feeling that core engagement to draw elbow and knee toward each other. Inhale back through. Let's take this one more time before we switch sides. Inhale, tapping the knee to the elbow. Exhale one more time, nice and long. And go ahead and place hand and knee back down on the floor. We'll switch sides. So getting ready to stabilize through the core. Right hand, left knee staying on the ground. Let's go ahead and inhale, left arm, right leg, extending long. Exhale, tapping opposite knee and elbow this time. Inhale through again. Might feel a bit more stable on one side. Exhale, bring it back through to center. That's normal. That's okay. Inhale, drawing long again. Big stretch with left arm, right leg. Exhale, tucking back into center, using the core, slight round in the back. And last one for this side here, nice and long. And let's come back through to center, moving into our thread the needle. So we'll inhale, right arm up to the ceiling. You can open up the chest, look up to that hand first. And then we'll exhale, feed it through, coming all the way down to the floor. If you can't quite rest the head and shoulder on the floor, that's okay. As long as you have found a comfortable space to maintain the stretch and the breath. So during your practice, you never want to feel like you're holding the breath. So let's take another breath in here together. As you exhale, see if you can push a little further into that left hand, deepening the stretch through this right shoulder. Beautiful. Pressing through the left palm. Let's open up for our chest stretch one more time, looking up to that hand. And bringing it back down to center. We'll switch sides. Inhale, left hand up to the ceiling, looking up to that hand. And exhale, we feed it through, coming all the way down. Resting the head, resting the shoulder. And just keeping a gentle press through this right palm. Taking a moment to check in on the top shoulder as well. Want both shoulders to be down and back from the ears on both sides here. Definitely not the easiest thing to do while we're in thread the needle. So let's take one more breath. Exhale, press a bit deeper into the right palm. And pressing through the right palm again, we open all the way back up with the left arm to the ceiling, looking up to that hand. And we bring the left hand back down, getting ready to press back into our first downward dog. So we'll tuck the toes if you don't have them there already. We're going to send the hips towards the ceiling, legs nice and straight. Let's go ahead and pedal out the feet. Flexing one foot, then the other. Seeing if we can bring one heel down towards the floor, then the other. And let's go ahead and meet in stillness. Inhale. And exhale, pressing the chest towards the thighs a little bit more. Deep press through the palms here, heels going towards the floor. Let's take one more breath. Exhale one more time. Press the chest towards the thighs. See if you can deepen the stretch. Let's go ahead and inhale, right leg up to the ceiling. 3-leg dog. Exhale, stepping through between the hands for our Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So we'll take our back foot to 45-degree angle. Keeping the back leg nice and straight, we'll bend through the front knee, keeping the core engaged. Inhale, lift all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, see if you can sink into the front hip, but maintaining our core engagement. So we don't want to feel this in the lower back. We want to feel like our torso is nice and tight and we're shifting the entire body forward. So let's go ahead and take another breath in. Exhale, see if you can do that again. Sink into this front leg a little bit more. Should feel that stretch through the left side thigh, hip flexor. Still keeping both hips facing forward to the top of the mat. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, sink a little bit further. And let's move into our pyramid pose, straightening the right thigh. See if you can keep the back leg fairly straight as well. And we'll pour forward over this right thigh, stretching back of the thigh. Just letting the head hang heavy. Exhale, see if you can just let the body hang slack over this right thigh. Sending breath to the hamstring. Let's take one more. Maybe we inhale for a little halfway lift. And exhale, we fold down. One more time. Let's go ahead and pivot our left toes. So we're going to come back into our 3-leg dog with this right leg. So we inhale, draw that all the way back up and through, flexing our foot to the ceiling. And we're going to turn over into our wild thing if that's an option for you, or you can just come into your 3-leg dog with a hip opener. So from here, we're going to rotate, keeping both palms on the floor to start. We're going to rotate our right knee towards the ceiling. So you're welcome to stay here if that feels like enough for you, or we're going to take our right hand off the floor, place our right foot down on the ground. So from here, we'll reach back with the right fingertips, push the hips towards the ceiling. Try to let the head hang heavy. We'll take one more breath here. Exhale, maybe you give the hips one more little push. And we come back through to center, pushing back to your downward dog. Let's take a little flow before we do that on the other side. So we'll come forward to our high plank. From here, you're welcome to modify by placing the knees on the floor. And we'll go ahead and inhale, drop down for our chaturanga. Elbows in tight. We'll exhale, feed it through for up dog or cobra. So if you were moving from modified chaturanga, you could come into cobra instead, hips staying flat on the floor. And whichever variation was best for you, we'll all tuck the toes, meet back in downward dog. Feel free to take a moment for yourself here, pedal out the feet a little bit. Get back in touch with the breath. If you felt like you were clenching the jaw or lifting the shoulders to the ears, it's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself about it. Take this moment to reset. And we're going to move on to our other side. So inhale, left leg to the ceiling, 3-leg dog. And exhale, stepping through Virabhadrasana, warrior 1. So left foot comes through between the hands this time. Back foot will be on its 45-degree angle. Let's engage the core first, and then we'll lift all the way up using our next inhale. And exhale, sink a little bit deeper. You might feel a little wobblier, a little bit tighter on one side than the other. That's okay. Happens to all of us. So we'll inhale, reach the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, see if you can sink lower a little bit more. I can definitely feel I'm a little tighter on this side today. So we'll just take a moment to sit into the breath, embrace the stretch. We'll take another breath in here. Maybe reach the hands back up. Exhale, sink low one more time, keeping our hips, ribs, and chest stacked on top of each other. And let's straighten this left leg, pouring forward over the left thigh, coming into our pyramid pose. So you can keep a slight bend in the left knee. Should be feeling that stretch through the back of the thigh here, into the hamstring, maybe even into the calf a little bit. Just allowing the position to do the work, to let the head, neck, and shoulders hang heavy here. Let's take an inhale, halfway lift, looking forward. And exhale, fold it down one more time. Exhale, letting it go. And we'll go ahead and pivot our right foot this time, getting ready to come back into our 3-leg dog. So 2 options here for our next pose. So we can bend this left knee, left heel coming towards the bum. Point the left knee towards the ceiling. Great hip opener right here. Or we can take the left hand off the floor, left foot plants towards the floor for our wild thing. Ooh, reaching back with the left arm. Try to let the head hang heavy. Take another breath in. Exhale, one more push of the hips to the ceiling. Beautiful. Coming back through to center. Let's come back to our downward dog for a moment, pedaling out the feet. And we'll inhale, right leg up through center. This time stepping through to the top of our mat for warrior 2. So we'll take our left toes towards the long side of our mat. And we'll windmill the hands up, big breath in, and exhale, sink low into the front leg. So looking for a fairly straight line from our hip to our knee. If you can't quite get that low, that's okay. But we do want to try and sink a little bit deeper so we can feel the stretch through the inner thighs. Arms nice and long. Let's take another breath in. Exhale to sink. And we reverse our warrior. Left hand down the thigh or behind the back. Right arm reaching up and over. And back through to warrior 2. Let's take our extended side angle before we switch sides. So maintaining this position with the legs. Let's go ahead and take our right forearm down to the thigh. Or if you're flexible enough, you can bring that elbow to the inner thigh. Fingertips can reach towards the floor, but we're not collapsing and resting. Okay, just reaching towards the floor, and then our left arm will extend up towards the ceiling. If you're down here with the elbow inside the thigh, see if you can give that thigh a little push. Deep in the stretch. Keep looking up to left fingertips for one more breath. And left hand comes down to the mat. Frame the right foot. See if you can push all the way back into your downward dog with the right leg extended. And let's take our wild thing one more time, opening up right foot towards the floor, right arm comes back, or you can take our hip opener in our downward dog. Beautiful. Coming back through to center. We pedal out the feet. And we'll move on to our other side. So inhale, left leg coming up this time. Exhale, coming through to center, stepping nice and flat. We'll turn our right toes to face the long side of our mat this time, parallel with the back edge of the mat with our foot. And we'll windmill, come all the way up. Exhale, sink low, reaching left fingertips towards the top of the mat. Let's take another breath in. Exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper. Looking for a nice stack of our knee and our ankle, and then preferably our knee towards the hip. So if you can't get quite that low, that's okay. Just try to make sure the front foot is nice and flat. Let's go ahead and reverse our warrior. Right leg, right hand down the right leg or behind the back. Left arm reaching up and over. Beautiful. Coming back through to center, moving into our extended side angle. So two options here. You can place the left forearm on top of the thigh, or you can bring the elbow inside of the thigh. Fingertips reaching towards the floor, but again, we're not collapsing and resting. Staying active here as we reach our right arm up towards the ceiling, gently looking up to those fingertips. And if you're ready for a bit more of a challenge, you can push this left elbow into the left thigh. One more breath here. Good. And let's bring both hands to frame the front foot, pivoting the back toe. We push back into our downward dog, pedal out the feet. You're welcome to take another flow here if you'd like. Or we'll meet together at the top of the mat. So you can walk the feet in slowly. Coming into our ragdoll fold. Just see if you can let the chest relax over the thighs. Keep a slight bend in the knees. You can let the hands just hang onto the floor. You can grab opposite elbows. Maybe a little movement from side to side. Whatever feels good for you here. Let's take an inhale, halfway lift, pressing off the shins, looking forward. And exhale, fold back down. This time we're going to inhale, swan dive, lift all the way up. And exhale, hands through to heart center, coming into our mountain pose for a moment. Again, taking a moment to check in. Try to let go of the jaw, bring the tongue down from the roof of the mouth. And one more balancing pose for you to finish up with here. We'll take a tree on each side together before we close our post-workout practice. So let's go ahead and start standing on our right foot. So there are a few different options here as well. So we can take our left heel just above the left ankle, pointing left knee out and away. So even through here, we can already feel the stretch through the inner thigh, through the left hip flexor. You can bring hands at heart center. Or you're welcome to try and bring the left foot onto the right shin. Okay, and holding here. Again, pushing left knee out and away. Or if it's in your practice and available to you, we can bring the left foot all the way up to the right inner thigh. Whatever variation you choose, just try to make sure your foot isn't right on the knee. Trying not to put too much stress on the joint. So you should feel like your foot is pushing into your thigh or your shin, or just resting on the floor. Once you've found your place, we'll meet hands at heart center. We'll take 3 full breaths on each side. You're welcome to open the arms up nice and long if you prefer. A little bit more of a balance challenge. One more breath here. If you get a little wobbly, that's okay. Just hop back in. And we'll undo our tree pose. Let's bring the left foot down. And we'll move to our opposite side. So once again, 3 different options here for our tree pose. Right heel can go just above left ankle. Right foot can come to the shin, or we'll come to inner thigh. So again, once you've found the pose that works best for you, try to make sure you're pushing the right knee out and away, either way. And hands at heart center, or you can bring arms up nice and long for your full tree. Just taking this moment to thank yourself for taking care of your body, giving it the stretch it needs after a tough workout. Let's take one more breath here. Okay, and we'll unleash the right foot, bring it back down to the floor, hands at heart center. And once again, thank you so much for joining me today and allowing me to be your guide. Once again, my name is Robyn, and I will see you in the next flow. Namaste.